All right, hi everybody. Sorry, maybe a minute late, but I was trying to get this thing figured out. Don't know why. For some reason, like I'd set up a live thing and I'd already had the stuff in the description, but now we're back. So I did the 100,000 steps yesterday. So 100,000 steps, for those of you who don't know, was 43.2 miles, and I did that in a single day. And I grossly underestimated how much of a challenge that was going to be. I really did think that it would just be like walking, like, when you're just walking, and when you get used to walking, I've walked 6 miles every day. I thought, it'll be easy peasy, right? I grossly underestimated. Like, if you guys watched any of those lives I did yesterday, I was in pain. I mean, it was like, and I've been through childbirth 3 times, and it was like that kind of pain. I would say definitely childbirth is certainly more excruciating in certain points, but just the constant pain from like 70,000 steps on, I was in pain. I was. But I am going to talk about, because a lot of people had a lot of questions yesterday about like, what was the experience like, as far as pain level, and then they wondered what it would be like today. Hey Jay, can you copy and paste the description that I had done on that event to this one, because I don't think it did it. So thank you. Thank you, Sonia. And I did this. I basically coupled it, and that's my RV in the background. I coupled it with a challenge, because I knew that if I just told myself, okay, you're going to try for 100,000 steps, I knew myself well enough to know that was going to be like, because I knew it was going to be a mental game. I really didn't think it was going to be a physical challenge. I thought it'd be a mental challenge. I thought it'd just be like boring, or like, okay, I'm done with this. It's too much time, because I figured it was going to take me about 17 hours, and that is what it took me, 17 hours of walking. So, like I said, I grossly underestimated, though, how much pain I would be in by the end of it. But I reached out to my favorite charity, which is Kinship United, and they told me, I told them what I do, and they said, and I've been donating to them for years, and I love them. They do an awesome job. They care for widows and orphans. And so I said, could I do anything to help them? And they told me about these kids in Jeza, Uganda, who have to walk 6 miles every day. They're orphans, okay? They have to walk 6 miles every day to get water. And their pastor does, try to help by getting the water on his motorbike sometimes, but they don't have enough money to do that all the time. So anyway, a well will just completely change their lives, the lives of these kids. They'll be freed up to be kids again. So I said, okay, this is like a huge challenge. $10,000 is what they wanted me to try to raise. And that is my goal. And so far we have raised $5,900 and I believe $2.30. So thank you guys so much for donating so far and for sharing. It's just crucial. Sorry, let me try to keep in the thing so you guys can see my face. And thank you for donating. All those $5, $10 donations are huge. That's what's getting us there. I know that sometimes you might think, oh, $5, that's not going to help. It helps. Like it is incredible. Like over 90 people have donated. It's just amazing to me. And thank you so much, because I mean, and it's people I don't even know. That's the crazy part. So I know that's because of you guys. Okay, I get that. So thank you. Let's see. So if you have any questions about like what I'm feeling like, because for one thing, today I am feeling fantastic. I feel so encouraged. We are well over halfway there now, and we only have like, what is that, like 40? Let's say like $4,000 and some odd dollars, to go. So thank you. And so in the description of this event, if it's not there, it will be. I put down some things that maybe you could do to help. If you're wanting to help, of course, just sharing that donation page on your Facebook page. So hopefully the link to the donation page is in the description. And if it's not, please let me know and we'll fix that. But we are, but I gave like a list of like things that you could do, just some ideas. Just pick, one or create your own. Like, y'all are creative. Y'all can come up with good things. There were so many things that as I was walking yesterday, I was thinking, oh man, I should have done this. I should have been like, and I meant to tell you guys, I'm going to keep you updated on all the progress as it goes. Like once we get the $10,000 raised, which I definitely believe that is going to happen, then just keeping you guys updated on when the well is actually dug and how those kids are doing. You're changing their lives. And I know that it's so frustrating, right? When you donate to something and you're like, well, did that ever help or anything? I'm going to keep you updated. I will stay accountable. I will make sure you guys know that it really did help. So let's see. Going back to, let's see. So I think somebody had a question. Yeah, Henrietta, you felt my pain at the end, and my pain is gone today. Can you believe it? I was so, y'all, yesterday I was in pain. I was like, my back was just killing me. My back was killing me. My feet were hurting at one point, but then they just got numb, which was kind of nice. But I walked part of it barefoot. I was just, doing what I could. And then I got home. I laid down in bed, and actually we got a pizza. I ate 3 pieces of pizza. So I did it fasted too. Like the night before I did this, I ate at about 6:30. I ate a supper. I can't even remember. Oh, we had Culver's because it was our date night. My husband probably, I think, had a bit better of an accurate idea. Oh, sorry, there's some sort of alarm going off right now. I think he had a better idea than I did about exactly how tired I was going to be, because I was like, oh no, we'll do date night Friday night like we always do. No way. I was in such pain. I was so exhausted. And so I got in, y'all, I was emotional. You probably, if you saw that video, I was a hot mess yesterday. I was like ugly crying at one of it. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's not about me. It's about these orphans and widows who need this well. So anyway, so we had done date night the night before, so I did try to really eat some calories. Sorry about that alarm, but anyway, we went, that's what I had. I had Culver's the night before, and it was like a hamburger. No, it was like a Frisco melt thing, and what else? Some cheese curds, which, man, I know this is not a healthy meal, but cheese curds, and I even got some sort of milkshake, not milkshake, but like a ice cream, frozen custard, that's it, like a peanut butter cookie dough or something, and that's what I had beforehand. And so I ate at 6:30, and then I woke up at midnight though. So that first part I wasn't as fasted as, maybe. But then I did I had 2 coffees yesterday with half and half like I always do. And that was it. I didn't eat anything. My plan was to eat if I needed to, but I didn't. And then today I feel fantastic. I had 3 pieces of pizza last night. And my plan was, okay, I'm going to eat the 3, and I had no idea how my body would react to any food. I was like, because I've never done this before. I've never put that kind of exertion forth before, so I really didn't know, am I going to, blow chunks? I don't know. So, but as it turns out, I was fine. I took a shower after that, and then I got in bed, and I was just laying there, trying to update all of my social media, so that people could see the progress we were making and all that stuff. And so then at one point though, I was so tired. Sorry about that noise. I don't know if it's interrupting the video, but it is really loud. But it was I was sitting there on my social media on my phone, and I was falling asleep. I fell asleep at one point with and when I woke back up, there was a million letters that it had just typed that were just completely nonsensical. So in the I told my husband, I said, okay, I'm just going to take like a 15-minute nap, and I want you to wake me up. And he was like, I'm not doing that. And I fell asleep, and I slept till 5 o'clock this morning. And I woke up, I mean, without an alarm. I just woke up naturally, felt great, and didn't feel hungry either, which is surprising. Maybe I'm a little bit hungry right now. I just started thinking about, like, maybe I do feel some hunger right now. But anyway, so that was that experience. Let's see. You're surprised I look so fresh. Susan. Okay, so Susan, yes, the challenge continues. I'm not giving up on this. And that was one thing I wanted to point out. Like, okay, you guys know how I talk about with weight loss goals. It's tricky, right? You want to kind of have weekly goals. And I do. I keep weekly goals still. You know, I do those monthly progress reports. And I always say, like, I'm trying to lose 2 pounds this month, which is a half a pound a week. And then, you know, I just say, okay, I'm gonna keep, you know, trying to lose that amount of weight. I'm gonna keep myself accountable. I'm gonna look at my progress. But ultimately, I cannot control the scale. I know that. I can put forth the effort, and I can do my best to lose the weight. But that's what I can control. Which is why step goals have been so helpful to me, especially in the beginning when I was losing weight. That's why I really love the idea of the step goal. People, you know, a lot of times people are asking me, well, like, why do you think you could have lost weight without the step goals? And hey, by the way, at this point I've lost 85 pounds if you only look at my single day weights, because yesterday I think I lost like 2.6. So I'm down to 137 as of this morning, but that's not my 7-day average. So I'm not like saying that I've lost that amount really. But anyway, but the step goal in the beginning was the one thing I could control. I can't control what the scale does on a day-to-day basis. I just can't. But I can control my steps. I can get up and get my steps in. So that is one reason I kept those, and I feel like it did impact my success in a big way to have that. So my point is, this fundraiser, okay, I couldn't control, and I can't control how much people give, how fast people give, you know, all that stuff. But here's what I can control. I can control that I am keeping the word out, keeping people updated on how much progress we're making, trying to reach as many people as I can. And by the way, if you haven't donated already, please use the donation page link, and do so if you can, if you feel like you could, like, give $5. And if you could, even if you can't give, if you could share that page, the donation page. And I've also put some in the description, hopefully my husband got it figured out, some different things you could do, like on Instagram, just different ideas, or just come up with your own ideas about how to get the word out. Thank you so much if you have. But so I can control that stuff. So there's certain things I can control. I could control getting my steps in yesterday. That was one thing I could control. It's just like the same thing about setting step goals for weight loss and stuff. It was like, okay, I can do that. So, but the donation, like, as far as getting that $10,000 raised, I'm just going to keep at it. It's just like with weight loss. It's like sometimes I don't hit my weight loss goals. I mean, it happens all the time, okay, you guys? Like, and you've seen it on the monthly progress reports. It's like, you lost 0 pounds this month, or maybe even like there have been I think 1 or 2 months there where maybe I had a slight gain. But you know what? I don't give up. And it's just a lesson. It's like, you know, I could choose, right, to give up and say, forget it, you know, but I'm not going to. I'm just too darn stubborn. So let's see. And thank you, Susan, for helping out, and everything. Thank you. Thank you, Dia. Thank you, Santa. Yes, so yes, and absolutely, I will keep everybody updated on the well's progress when they get it dug, and I'll continue to talk about how they're actually doing over there. There's so many good stories. I can't wait to be able to share them. So Sherman in Colorado here, congratulations on your major. Oh, thank you. You're an inspiration and blessing to me. Oh, you guys. And thank you. So, Charmin, sorry, I think I said Sherman before. Charmin, you donated. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is huge. It is so huge. These kids, they're going to get there well, and I'm just so happy about that. And we just got to keep going, not give up. So thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Petchguel. I'm sorry, I probably butchered your name. Mary, just curious, what did the scale do this morning? If you didn't hear, the scale said 137 this morning, so I was down 2.6 pounds. It's funny, I kind of thought it would be lower than that. And I think that's a good lesson, right? You can't just do it all in one day and think, well, if I walk 43 miles, then I'm going to lose 5 pounds. That ain't the way it works. It's like you got to put in the effort day in, day out, get out there, get your steps in, do the right thing with your eating plan. It's just about consistency over time. So, but it was cool to see that 137. I was like, yes, because that's 85 pounds from my heaviest when I was 222. Okay. Hey, Joan. Well, you missed the first part, but thanks for joining us. Let's see. Susan, yes, you can, darling. You're a force to be reckoned with. Hey, all right, your boyfriend's donating too. Well, thank you. Tell him thank you for me. I really appreciate it. And there are people. Your best friend's husband goes out to these communities and teaches people about irrigation. Oh, neat. And so many of you people out there, you've got screen names, and so some people put their names on the thing to let them know, to let other people know, like, I donated, and then other people keep it anonymous. And generally, I try to keep mine anonymous. But I accidentally forgot on this one, but or actually I didn't know, but there is an option apparently to keep your donation anonymous. But the point is, even some of you who put your names, I don't know your real names because you have screen names. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking at all these people who have donated, and I'm like, I don't know half these people. I mean, not even half. And I wonder, I think a lot of it is you guys and your guys' friends, right? So thank you so much. It is just, it's amazing, and I feel so good today. My back is not hurting at all. My hips hurt a little bit this morning, like when I was, I'm walking right now in the casino parking lot / RV campground here at the Horseshoe Casino in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Everywhere else is booked up right now because it is Labor Day weekend, which I totally didn't realize because I was so busy with this fundraiser and trying to think about it and plan it out. It didn't occur to me that it was Labor Day weekend. So we get here and thinking we can just get a campground. Nope, because we're full-time RVers. I don't know, probably most of you know that, but anyway, sorry, I know that the lighting isn't the best on here, but anyway, so if you have any questions, let's say I was trying to think what else, a couple of things that I did do was yesterday, I didn't eat, but I did take potassium, but I would just like that no salt stuff, which is like a salt substitute, which I guess is potassium. I took it and just like licked it off my hand, like just take like, I don't know, a quarter tablespoon or not tablespoon, gosh, that'd be ridiculous. I don't know, a quarter teaspoon or something at a time, just as I felt like maybe it would help. And I tried to drink plenty of water. And you know what? I did not cramp last night. I thought, based on how bad my back was hurting, I thought I'm going to wake up with like spasms in the middle of the night. Because when I was a kid and I played basketball, I would get really cramp, like my calf muscle, would cramp. But that didn't happen. I felt really good. I slept like a baby the whole night. And then when I woke up this morning, like I said, I felt fine. A little bit of hip pain, I would say stiffness more than pain. But now that I'm out here walking, it feels great. So a lot of you are asking, like, are you going to do your 6 miles? Yeah, I'm going to do my 6 miles this morning. Just like those orphans walk 6 miles every day. I was trying to think of other questions people had asked me yesterday if y'all have got any questions about, and about intermittent fasting too. Intermittent fasting, OMAD, weight loss, all that good stuff. Let's see, Henrietta, you asked, do you hold your camera when you walk? If so, doesn't your arm hurt? Right now it doesn't. Yesterday, I am the one right now, and I was the one all day yesterday holding the camera. We had actually planned for my husband to hold the camera, but that didn't happen. He was taking care of our kids, and so I guess that's why. Because I really thought that. $5,953.58. All right, we are getting there. We are totally getting there. But my arm's not tired. It feels good. I think, I don't know, I guess adrenaline just kind of kicks in and all that. So now it's neat, right? Because yesterday I hit goals, I hit some major goals. I got out of my comfort zone. It helps to sometimes get out of your comfort zone. Y'all know I'm an introvert. And I know y'all might think, no, you're not, because you're on here and you're on a live video on YouTube. You make videos. Are you really an introvert? I really am. Introverts are people who really get their energy from being alone. But it's kind of weird because video, I am alone. I'm with people, but I'm alone. It's kind of an introvert quirk. They find it easy to share things online rather than in person. Now I can't. So introversion and fundraising, right? That has been an interesting thing because, I'm not the type of person who can, it still got me out of my comfort zone, even though most of what I did was online. It still put me into these situations that normally I wouldn't really be comfortable in. But my point is, it's good to occasionally get out of your comfort zone, try something big. It's certainly, and I would encourage you, if you haven't done something like that lately, getting out, not necessarily even getting out of your comfort zone, but just doing something that seems hard, just occasionally, okay? Maybe just once a month, or, it depends on the difficulty level. I always try to challenge myself, but it had been quite some time since I had really tried for a personal best, I think actually 2 years, when I really think about it, for steps, I hadn't done a personal best in 2 years, because it got to the point where I was like, that's a lot of walking to do, even 40,000 steps, that's I think it took me about 8 hours of walking when I did it. I think that's right. But it's good though to challenge yourself, because when you do something and you realize I'm capable of more than I thought, it can really help, and it helps with weight loss too. So even though it's not weight loss, it can help you with your weight loss, because you realize you've got more in you than you really think you do. So I would encourage you, if you have started walking or something, but you're having trouble getting your steps in, then maybe try to say, I'm gonna try to I don't know, just beat your step goal, just whatever, beat your best, your personal best. And if you've got a Fitbit, you can do that by going to your dashboard, and it'll show you, or your profile page will show you that, how many steps you've got, and then as your personal best, and then you can just break it, or you can go for a badge. I love badges, so that's something that I personally prefer, is to just go for a badge, and they've got them all the way up. And so just do something like that. It can give you a boost. So, but anyway, let's see, Henrietta, you said, I suppose it's like you're on stage. Some actors are like that. They're introverts until they get in front of the camera. Yeah, it's absolutely really interesting. There's a book called Quiet by Susan Cain, and it's all about introversion. And I read that book, and I was like, this book gets me. It just does, okay? It was, because in the past, I I had thought that I kind of felt guilty about my introversion, okay? Like, for example, big gatherings exhaust me, okay? And I can kind of start to dread them if they get too frequent, okay? Like, once a month, I like that kind of thing. Other than that, and it could be family too, and I just don't like it. I feel drained afterwards, and it kind of made me feel like, am I a horrible person, for feeling this way? I felt like, am I a bad, family member because I don't want to, go to this big family gathering? And church too. Like, I really don't like attending a regular church. We do our own thing, like a home church type thing. But like that whole thing where you go and it's a big thing and you're expected to like talk to people all the time. I mean, for me, it's not something I enjoy. And I like to go out and meet people, but there's just, and I am a Christian and I love studying the Bible and I love talking to other Christians, but it's like in a small group setting, right? But that book really, and actually that book had a specific part about that, about Christians and introversion and how the way a lot of modern day churches are set up is uncomfortable for introverts. So anyway, I'm the same. What was it? Oh, so the book, Quiet by Susan Cain. Okay, yeah, Jay put my husband's running the chat right now. So but that book, it was so helpful because for one, it just showed me like it's okay to be an introvert and you need to realize that and so it's helped me to understand that and then to be able to talk to people like family members and stuff about my introversion so that they can get like why so that they can understand like, oh, you might prefer it if we just get together just the small group of us, right? Like that is something that has been helpful because extroverts, you extroverts out there, you love getting together to people and you feel like spectacular and you look forward to it and it's like that's how you get your energy. And introverts, it's like draining, right? It's exhausting after, it's not to say that you don't enjoy yourself when you are there. Sometimes people do, but it's just exhausting. So it takes a lot out of you. But anyway, so Quiet by Susan Cain, awesome book. Let's see, I think somebody asked me, we don't need no stinking badges. I love that. I should have tried to do it in an accent, but I didn't. Okay, so yeah, Susan, you asked, Suzanne Myers, you asked, how many badges did you get yesterday? Okay, let's see. A lot. My email was like flooded from Fitbit, talking about, you've earned, I think, let's see. So I had done 40,000 steps before, but I had done 40,000 steps, but that was after my Fitbit had died on me for like my Flex that I had originally. And so I did do it with my phone as a pedometer, and I got 40,000 steps. So, but yesterday when I did my 40,000 steps, I got that badge, and I got I can't now if they go up by 5,000 increments. So I think they do start to increment it by 5 at a certain point. But yeah, I got like all the way up to from 40 up to 100. So that's like there might have been 6 to 12 badges yesterday, and then this morning. Oh man, it was kind of a bummer, and I'm gonna see if I can change it. But like my my weight loss badge, because technically I earned my 85-pound weight loss badge today. But it didn't give it to me because I think what happened was I had set my original goal at 142 back a long time. Like that was my original goal, I think, at one point. But when I got down to 157, I was like, I'm good here for now. I want to see if I can maintain this before I really go any lower. At that point, I felt like I don't know if I can maintain this. I mean, I just didn't know. So I took that, let's see, how long was that? I maintained from like November 2016 to September of 2017 when I started this channel. So when I was doing that, I maintained. And then after I started the YouTube channel, that was when I was saying, okay, I'm still a few pounds overweight by the BMI standards, so I'm going to go ahead and try to drop a few more. And so my Fitbit goal had still been 142 that whole time. Well, then I hit that, recently. Y'all remember I got my 80-pound weight loss badge. And when that happened, it, I guess, sets a new goal, or maybe it didn't, I can't remember, but basically then the count starts over. So even though I've lost 85 pounds, I'm not going to see that badge, I guess, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I love those badges so much, but oh well, no big deal, right? But anyway, so Henrietta, you said I've learned to say no if I don't feel like it. Yeah, that has been a really hard thing for me to learn. Boundaries too. That's another really good book, Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. Townsend. John Townsend. Again, written from a Christian perspective, but it was a really good book, all about boundaries, right? And that definitely ties in with food, having boundaries with food. And that's a lot of times that's the thing with weight loss. There's some sort of boundary that needs to be put into place, usually, if you're having trouble with your weight, right? Like it just means that you're not saying no to food. You have no boundaries with food, maybe, or you just maybe not no boundaries, but you need some kind of boundary. And what intermittent fasting did for me was gave me a time boundary. It said, the way I set my plan up was, okay, I can eat whatever I want and however much I want, but I'm going to put a boundary around what time I eat. So that has been what has really helped me to do that, to say, okay, I've got a boundary there. And, telling people no and having boundaries, that's hard. That's so hard for introverts because introverts, it's just harder for us sometimes to really, because we tend to be sensitive people also. It's much easier for us to write our feelings down like a letter to somebody and tell them how we feel rather than just telling them, and that's something I don't think my parents really understood about me. Like I would be trying to explain something to them, and so I would write it in a letter, instead of just talking about it, because it was one of those things I would start to cry if I was trying to explain something to them, it was teenage stuff, but still, it was just an introvert thing I see now. It's not about, not being able to, control your emotions. It's just, that's how it's easier for us. So let's see. Barbara, you said our church does a walkathon in the spring, and I've decided to do oh wow, you're going to do 100,000 steps. That is awesome, Barbara. I can't wait. I will be cheering you on. I hope you keep me updated on that, because that is that's an amazing thing to do. I get it now. I grossly underestimated how hard it was going to be, but I'm so thankful that I did it. As you can see, I'm walking around just fine today. I feel so good today, actually. I feel, I don't know, I feel good. I feel good. I feel like, I don't know, there's just extra good today. Let me say, I feel pretty good every day, but man, today I feel super, super good. Let's see. X Bluebells, you said, how do you handle food with your family needs for food? Let's see. I think maybe what you're asking is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think what you're asking is, how do I deal with it, like me not eating while my family eats, maybe? Is that what you're saying? So that was something I was concerned about in the beginning with OMAD, right? Eating one meal a day. So that meant I'd be missing out on 2 meals a day with my family. Well, the way my family works, because we work from home and my kids homeschool, so they are there during the day. But our schedules on breakfast are pretty loosey-goosey. Everybody's kind of eating at a different time anyway. So what I realized was I really wasn't missing out on something by not eating breakfast and lunch, because I wasn't really, it's not like we sat down. Now, one special thing that we did have in place was we did pancake breakfast on Sunday, a big, pancake breakfast. My husband cooks the pancakes from scratch, and it was we would all sit down at the table and enjoy them. Hence my cheat day, really. I mean, that was really the thing that truly convinced me to take the cheat day, because I thought, I really want to be able to sit there and enjoy these pancakes with my kids. I can't do that if I'm OMADing, which, I mean, I could have switched the timing around, but I thought I'll try out this cheat day thing just to see. So I get that family breakfast once a week, and then we sit down for family supper, and I have my one meal a day there. And we always do all sit down for supper on usually about 6:30. We'll sit down, no devices allowed. We sit there and we just enjoy our each other's company, and we just sit there and enjoy the meal. And that's been helpful, I think, for me to not feel like I'm missing out on something. Now, like, as far so that's what I do. And now the other concern that I had kind of when I was starting this was I never want my kids to have an unhealthy relationship with food. Okay, my fear in the beginning was, I don't, like, is that going to make my kids think they only need to eat once a day? And I mean, and I know other cultures, they eat, differently than we do. Not every culture in the history of mankind has always eaten 3 meals a day. It's just simply not true. But I wanted my kids to have a healthy relationship with food. And so, when they asked about it, like, why aren't you eating breakfast? Why aren't you eating lunch? I just simply told them, look, this is how because you need to stay at a healthy weight, or, and I just told them I had gotten to a point where I was eating too much food. I was not healthy, and I just needed to lose some weight. And so I'm doing this to lose weight, and and I just try to be very matter of fact and not emotional about it, and and so it worked. So that is how I've handled it. As far as like cooking for them in the early days, I didn't. My husband took over that end of it, and my older two, they were old enough where they could make their own breakfast and lunch. I mean, I try to teach my kids to be self-sufficient, not because of OMAD, just because I want them to be self-sufficient. So I did that, and so they could basically take care of that for themselves. And I really found that they don't even care at this point. Like, they just know I don't eat breakfast and lunch, and they're gonna eat with me at supper, and sometimes I'll sit down and have my coffee while they're eating breakfast or something. But cooking for them, sorry, that was something I was going to talk about. Cooking for them, my husband did that in the beginning. Nowadays, I'm so used to OMAD, because at this point I've had years of experience with it. It doesn't faze me at all. I can sit there and cook all day and not feel tempted to eat, or not cave to the temptation to eat. Let me put it that way. Okay, Paula. Oh, let's see. Let me see. Henrietta, you asked, when you're at goal, what happens? Do you carry on with OMAD? Where do you go from then on? Okay, that's a good question. And it's something I'm still pondering. So what I did last time, when I hit my goal, I thought, okay, now I got to learn how to maintain. What does that look like, right? I knew that I had several options, because you always have several options, right? But I knew I couldn't go back to eating whatever I want all the time with no boundaries. So I kind of just kept the time boundaries with, like, intermittent fasting. At that point, I went to more like of a window. I experimented with it. I ended up landing on really what I preferred. What I found that I truly preferred was to eat supper and then have snacks with my husband. It was like a little date night every night. It was nice after the kids were in bed. But this time, now that I'm at a lower weight, we'll have to see when I decide to be done. And I mean, really, kind of what I want to do is just continue to eat one meal a day. I think at some point I'll just stop losing weight because I am eating whatever I want to eat. And I'm not restricting carbs and I'm not restricting calories, like other than, people would probably say, well, you're restricting calories by just having the one meal, and that's probably true. But so I don't know how low it'll take me. It's kind of crazy to me to think that it would take me too low. I don't think that'll happen because the weight loss has slowed so much at this point, like 1/3 of a pound a week. I think probably this plan will stop working, and I could just maintain doing OMAD. I could see that. I could see doing OMAD, but I might also experiment with like doing, regular, like maybe like a 2MAD, an occasional 2MAD. I really enjoy eating OMAD though because it helps me to be really productive during the day. I get so much done because I'm not having to think about food, not having to prepare the food and then clean up after the food and all that. It's just like I don't even have to think about it until supper time. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. But I'm going to experiment too with like probably. And one thing my brother-in-law Roger does is he will and I'll go ahead and ask you guys, what would you think of the idea of occasionally bringing people on who have lost weight with intermittent fasting? Maybe not just OMAD, but just like different ways of doing that. I don't know exactly what the format would be, like if it would be some sort of like live, not live, but like a Skype call or something that I would record and just kind of ask them how did they lose the weight, how much they've lost, like maybe how they overcame certain challenges. If you like that idea, let me know. And if you hate that idea, let me know. Let's see, because I always like success stories, and people do so many different ways. Like, so what he does is he'll just not eat for like 2 days because he finds that that's just easier on him to just not eat for 2 days at a time and then just kind of have regular schedules other times. Anyway, he travels a lot, so his eating kind of gets like he's traveling all over the world and because he recruits for this boarding school. So he's having to do a lot of traveling, which brings its own challenges, right? Because he's got people hosting him, and they're wanting him to eat all the time. So not, that's the thing. Diets and eating plans, they're just not one size fits all. Okay, let's see. Barbara, you said it's for missionaries and several other things that our church supports. Oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad that I've inspired you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Paula, you said how long did it take to do 100,000 steps? It took a little over 17 hours. I started at midnight and I finished a little bit after 5 o'clock. I started slightly after midnight. I think it was like, I don't know, midnight 13. 12:13. There we go. Just eat some more. Okay. Bluebells, you said, I never thought about the great time savings benefit of eating one meal a day. Wow, that would save time. Yeah, because I tend to kind of linger over a meal and stuff too. I would the horrible habit of eating while doing like social media or watching TV. What a time suck that is, because for one thing, you're not really paying attention to what you eat. Or at least that was my problem. When I eat when I'm watching TV, I just eat more because I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention to, am I feeling full right now, or am I feeling hungry still? Occasionally I will eat while I'm watching a movie, like when we do our date nights. We do those every Friday night. A lot of times we'll get, some sort of food and then, sit there and watch a movie. So, let's see. You've got visitors, Mary. Always good to hear other people and their adventures. Oh, and thank you so much, Mary, for donating. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Petchwell, good idea to bring in other people with testimonies regarding weight loss strategies. Okay, good. So, I think I'm going to work on setting that up unless other people say that's a horrible idea. We don't want to see that. I just think it's helpful. I love seeing success stories. I love seeing, because there's so many different ways. I think one thing that used to kind of trip me up was thinking there was one right diet plan, one perfect plan. If I could just find that one perfect plan, then that would be it. There's no such thing. That's the thing. People do it all different ways. You can get creative. You can create your own crazy plan. And that's what I did. I mean, I wasn't the first person to discover OMAD, as it turns out. I really didn't know that other people did it until I looked it up. But just, I made up my own rules. And that's what you can do. And then you take complete ownership because it's your plan that you're doing. It's nobody else's plan. It's just yours. And that's what my brother-in-law Roger Cox is doing. Okay, so, oh wow, we're up to 5,979. Oh, that's so great. Oh, we are so close, you guys, to 6,000. It's only, was that $21? Oh, that's awesome. Plain Jane Day success stories are so inspiring. It's great to hear practical strategies that are working effectively for others. Yeah, that would be my goal, is to show people who are having success. I remember one thing I always try to avoid, and I would avoid on here, would be highlighting people who have gained the weight back, because I don't think that's helpful. I think you got to guard your mind against stuff like that, because it was discouraging for me when I was struggling with weight loss. I made the mistake of listening to people who were sitting there struggling. Okay, and I'm not saying. I mean, let me rephrase that. Not that they're sitting there struggling, but that they have a negative attitude. Okay, they're basically they're just not positive about their direction. They're not determined. They just sit there and they give up, and then they sit there and talk about how much they're struggling. It's like, so I would try to guard against that. I would want to show you people who are doing it, who are motivated and having success and all that stuff. So because I think it's very important to keep your mind on those success stories, because your brain is a funny thing. It picks out what it wants to hear, and you're constantly searching for reasons to prove yourself right. Okay, and so that's why it helps if you can go seek out success stories. Okay, not paying attention to the people who gained it back. It happens to some people, but what I've noticed the pattern seems to be is it's because they went back to eating how they used to eat. They got out of the habit, and so you got to guard against that. You got to find those people who have lost and maintained. Oh, good, Barbara, you like the idea too. So, all right, so several people like this idea. Okay, cool. Other success stories. So long as they don't talk about the carnivore diet, because Henrietta, I don't keep up, okay, with all the lingo. I try to kind of have a working knowledge of what people are doing, keto, and I guess carnivore is a thing. I really hadn't heard of that till the other day. But, vegan and vegetarian, and then calories in, calories out. There's so many different ones. My goal with that would be, to not get into gross details, because I understand people are sensitive to that. So, and Henrietta, cover your ears, because I'm about to tell Barbara what I ate for supper last night. That was pizza with beef and mushrooms. So, okay, Henrietta, you can start listening again. Stephanie Anderson, you said, good morning, glad you're on. I was wondering how you're doing today. Stephanie, I'm doing fantastic. I'm walking my 6 miles. I've got, let's see. Oh, wow, I've already got 11,000 some odd steps right now. That makes kind of sense, because I did like a Facebook Live, and then this video has been going, oh wow, for 49 minutes. So yeah. All right. Oh man, another donation. So now we're at $5,994.60. So we're only $5.40 away from 6,000. That is so exciting to me. We're getting, that's gonna put us over the edge. I love those little and here's something I've applied. So when you're losing weight, I found it very, very, very helpful to always kind of have that next little number in mind. Okay, like if you're at 137, then just think about 136. Don't think about, or let's say one thing I was always at was like, it felt like for a lot of the time I was at 205, right? And my part of my problem there was I was thinking about 199. When you're thinking about 6 pounds ahead, that can get frustrating. But if you say just the next pound, because when I really switched over and I said, okay, I'm doing this plan, I'm just going to take it 1 pound at a time, one little pound at a time. I'm not going to think about at that point I had 60 pounds or so to lose. I'm not going to think about 60. I'm going to think about 1 pound, right? 1 pound at a time. And that's what and that's what's been keeping me so encouraged with this fundraiser, is just looking at the like, okay, now we're 1% of the way there, and it's just amazing, and it keeps you encouraged too to really to just look at, okay, we just got to get, just like at this point, like a $6 donation would put us over 6,000, and then just keep on thinking about it. So it's good to have those small goals. Barbara, let's see. Oh, Henrietta, you keep retracting something. I think you're saying you're a vegetarian. I think. But anyway, I hope I didn't gross you out, basically, is all I'm saying. I apologize if I did. Let's see. So, let's see. What else? If anybody else has questions, feel free to ask. But I'll just end up by saying thank you again so much for Jay. Were you ever able to put in the description? If not, I'll go back and change. But in the description, I put a list of things you could do. If you could go share that donation page, donate if you haven't already. If you could, if you feel like that's something you could do, those 5 pounds. 5 pounds. 5 pounds is an awesome thing, but $5 donations is. It's amazing. You see, like, just a $6 donation gets us over that next hump, and that motivates people too. So thank you so much for donating. If you could share the donation page, that'd be awesome. And also, I've got a list of things, like I thought about, if people do like 6 miles and do the hashtag 6 miles for Jezza or something, and then point people to the donation page, like on Instagram and stuff. You can change you can say link in bio, and then change your profile and you can put a URL in your bio. It says like website. You can put that in there, and then people can go donate really easily. And then just on your Facebook page, sharing the donation page. Just thank you so much for all that you're doing. You guys are amazing. 90 people. I mean, it's just amazing what can happen. What a big change is going to happen by people banding together. A bunch of people banding together and doing this. So thank you. Let's see. Anon, but I don't know how to pronounce your screen name, but you said, I think of it as 1 pound down. Down is 52 pounds a year, so I feel good that I'm down a pound today. That is awesome. Yes, that is exactly my thinking. January 2016. Before that, I had a 5 pound, isn't that ridiculous? 5 pound a week goal that I was never ever hitting. Oh my gosh. When I think back to how silly that was for me to just always be thinking, okay, I just got to lose 5 pounds this week, and then I'll be done in like 3 months if I can just figure out how to lose 5 pounds this week. So unsustainable, because it never happened, first of all. Like, I don't think I ever dropped 5 pounds in a single week. So then when I said, okay, I gotta change this. So 1 pound a week, right? 1 pound a week equals 52 pounds a year. And I thought, okay, wow, that means if I can lose a pound a week, basically I'll be at my goal by the end of this year. And that's exactly what happened. So I lost 50 pounds that year. Right at 50 pounds that year. So yeah, it is so important to just look at those small little goals and just keep focused on it, and long term, right? Long term, say, okay, 52 pounds this year, okay? And I know that is like such such a change in our thinking, or it was in mine at least, because I was thinking 5 pounds. You know, when you think about it that way, like I was thinking 5 pounds a week. So then I was thinking, oh, a pound a week. That's like what I was saying. I was like, it was going to take 5 weeks to do what I wanted to do in a week. But when I changed my thinking to that kind of like long term, it just helped me so much. It helped me to be consistent. It helped me to not be in a hurry, not to get so like, oh, I gotta hurry up and do this. It was like, oh, I've got a year. I can sit here and do something that's easier, right? It doesn't have to be hard. I don't have to be dropping 3 pounds a week or 5 pounds a week or whatever. So, yeah. Henrietta, I'm not a veggie. Oh, you're not a vegetarian. Okay, but just not. I love meat, but not just meat, which is, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, you're typing. Oh, that's okay, Henrietta. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, like, the idea of just all meat all the time, I just don't think I'd feel good on that. I love my carbs, okay? I love bread. I love how I feel, okay? Like, because I've not at this point ever done keto, because it kind of became a thing. It became popular. Actually, it's funny. It was very popular when I was trying to lose weight, but I never tried that because I knew like, oh, I'm not ever going to stick with that over the long term. Like, I love cake. Okay. I love sweets. I don't crave them as often as I used to, but I do enjoy them, man. When I have them, it's like, especially if it's a high quality, like something that I make, because I'm a pretty good baker, but something that's really good, I enjoy it. Okay, I love bread, all those things. I love it. So I knew keto was not going to be the thing for me. But because over the long term, I'm trying to think. I think everything I did in 2015, because I had a lot of struggles in 2015. I wasn't being consistent. I was doing intermittent fasting, but then I'd get in a hurry and then try to take shortcuts and be unsustainable. But I don't think, I tried to do, higher protein, lower carb, but on those days where I would try to be really, really, really low carb, I just didn't feel good. I didn't, and occasionally there are days where I'll do a really high protein OMAD, like not on purpose, like not like, oh, I just want to eat a bunch of protein just because that's how the meal works out or something. And I got to tell you, the next day, I don't feel as optimal. Okay, I feel more optimal, and this is just my own thing. I feel really good when I have a good mix, right? Like carbs and protein and fat. So not too high in anything, because I've certainly noticed the same is true with carbs. All carbs, not a good idea for me either. Like lots of I would say just hunger and nausea the next day sometimes, depending. But anyway, let's see. Okay, so I think that'll do it. We're right here at an hour. So thank you guys once again. Please share that donation page link. It is crucially important. Your help is absolutely critical. It's so helpful. Thank you to everyone. You are amazing, and I love you all. And I will be seeing you hopefully on Monday. I'll get my progress report for this past month, August. I'll get it I'll film it and publish it up on here, and then we'll go from there. And there will be a YouTube live as always on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Sorry, I'm in Central right now, but I keep it Eastern Daylight Time because I want everybody to know what time I'm going live. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you once again. Let's see. Henrietta, you say, oh, good. So keto seems to help your brain. Oh, excellent. That is fantastic. I'm so glad that keto has done that for you. So, okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later.